Hello, we have some PvP tunings coming up. You'll have some battleground footage in the back to enjoy as we go over these, and you'll have the patch notes on the top. So I won't be going over everything in detail, I'll just go over my opinion on how these changes are impacting PvP. If you want to see, if you want to read the exact changes, just pause the video. So first off, Hunt's getting a kind of a bug fix, so it's not gonna be doing a tick on application, so we are having a little bit less burst damage on the Hunt. Kind of a PvP nerf, I guess, but that's not the big nuke that we are receiving. Druids, Feral has all ability damage increased by 3%, kind of a basic bitch buff. I don't know, Feral seems really strong to me right now, in PvP specifically, so I just feel like this is gonna push the class even further. Overall good for Feral gamers. Evoker Devastation, slew of buffs. I think slew of buffs on damage. I don't think Devastation Evoker does not have a problem doing damage, I think. This further, I think, increases how much of a counter they are to kind of melee specs, compared to, you know, how they have a problem with casters pretty much. They don't have a problem really versus melees, so I think this is just gonna make them a huge terror for any melee enjoyers. Survival, slew of buffs on damage, gonna make survival do extreme damage, I think, in PvP, since Wildfire Bomb, and I think survival uses kind of a bomb build in PvP, so I think this is a huge buff for Hunter damage, but I'm not sure if it's gonna make the survivability thing issue kind of go away, so we'll see. Mage, some buffs to fire, unimportant AoE buffs. Frost has kind of decent single target damage buffs, Ray of Frost damage increased, Glacial Spike, Frostbolt. These abilities, I think, I'm not sure about Frostbolt, but I think Ray of Frost and Glacial Spike are already hitting hard, so this is pretty good. Monk, Mistweaver buffs, I think their throughput is already fine in PvP, so we'll see. I think they're gonna be really strong coming up now. Retribution Paladin is a huge, slew of buffs for their, how do you call it, Holy Power builders, but I'm not sure if this gonna help the situation, because they're still gonna feel to me like kind of a bubble class when they pop a bubble. Same issue as the Hunters, you know. After they've popped their big defensive, they're just kind of done. Priests, holy buffs to healing, I guess necessary. Shadow buffs to the kind of damage in PvE. This is gonna get counteracted later in the PvP changes specifically. Rogue, unimportant changes for PvP. Warlock Affliction, agony damage increased by 5%. Actually, I'm not gonna go over this, you can just read it. It's, I think, pretty huge. The huge change is that the Unstable Affliction is not getting the modifiers applied to it. The backlash damage when you dispel it, which I think was a huge issue. But the other, buffs, I think are huge, are just too huge, and it's gonna make Affliction, in my opinion, the top dog of the Warlocks. Because I feel like Demonology has it, wins it by an inch, right? Because Demo has more of a burst damage window and it has more CC. Now I think Affliction is just gonna be spewing damage everywhere. Destruction, again, buffs to damage. I feel like the damage is, I don't know if it's gonna be enough to make it kind of the top dog, but we'll see. Right now, if they just keep doing this, we're gonna end up with BFA level Warlocks of Destruction, and I just don't like that. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't know, their damage is fine, I just feel like some Destruction needs some extra utility in my opinion, but we'll see. So PvP changes, we are here, man, we are here. Demon Hunter Nuclear Bomb Explosion, let's see. Soul Rending Glitch bonus reduced. This is not a big deal when you're not in meta, but when you're in meta, that's kind of it's gonna be a big deal. Glimpse PvP talent damage reduction reduced by 35% to 35%. I don't think this is a huge change. Good Demon Hunters could use it to kind of block high damaging abilities, but I just feel like it's not... I feel like it's one of those they kind of just added it there, you know. Didn't feel to me like this was something broken about Demon Hunters. Essence break damage bonus, damage reduced. I think this was just obviously coming. You were like treating 190k easily with that sweep, so this is good. Soul ramp damage reduced by 16% in PvP combat. This is a kind of where I get scared a little bit, because they've nerfed the instant burst damage that they have, but they now nerfed also the consistent damage. So I'm not sure how this is gonna work out. You're definitely gonna be squishier. You're definitely not gonna be able to just stay in Metamorphosis and like fight, you know, fight and leech. So we'll see. I think Demon Hunters still have their utility, and overall what the class has. So I don't think. While you might not be S tier, I still feel like it's gonna be like a B tier, A tier, a good B tier, or like, you know, a good A tier spec. So I don't know, I'm not too worried. It is a nuke, it's definitely a nuke, but like when you're overperforming by such a big degree, I'm not sure if it's like, I don't feel like it's an unnecessary nuke. Like, you needed some kind of a nuke, but we'll see if it's like an over nuke, or yeah, if it was just enough. Mage, one-shots getting nerfed, yeah, just all the one-shots are getting nerfed. Same story for the monks. They're getting their consistent damage buffed while getting their one-shots completely nerfed, which I think is a good idea. Again, is the game they're trying to put the PvP into kind of I guess, place where you can react and there's like longer fights, but that kind of doesn't fit with like the dampening, how fast the dampening goes and stuff, in my opinion. So I don't know. They still want people to die, I guess, but they don't want people to die in like 3 abilities. Priests, a bunch of buffs for the healers, and we got a bunch of nerfs for Shadow. I think mainly all focused on like the instant cast damage abilities, which is great. I think it's been kind of a problem in general with this expansion. Just casters are not casting anything. There's so many gray casting bars. Everybody has some kind of you know, just kick protection. It's just really annoying. I feel like they need to work more on that, removing those effects from the game entirely, because I just don't feel like those effects are good. I just don't feel like it just makes casters stand there and tank you in the face, pretty much. Rogues, I feel like this is just not a huge change. Its sustained damage is getting reduced, sure, a little bit, but their burst is, I feel like, still gonna be strong, so I don't think this is gonna hurt Assassination at all. Assassination is still gonna be the top rogue spec, probably. Warlock, Demonology, getting some nerfs to Fellstorm specifically, and getting some buffs. Like, they're nerfs to Dreadbite and Fellstorm, but then a Demon Fire damage increase. Not sure how much this is gonna affect. Fellstorm was a kind of an annoying ability to deal with. You kind of have to just keep track of the pets and stuff, so I'm not sure. I still feel like Warlocks are gonna be extremely strong. The most unimportant change we have here, Warriors defensive stance now reduces damage down by 15%, was 20%. Yeah, I just don't feel like they have a problem with being squishy. Not that they're not doing damage when they're in defensive stance, so why not give them 5% extra damage reduction? I don't know, this is just a stupid change, like whoever, yeah, I don't know. It has no, like, I feel like it will have no impact at all. And of course, no freaking shaman changes, of course, because, you know, elemental is one-shotting people, so it's completely fine for elemental to one-shot people. Resto is doing fine, so shamans are fine, right? You know, and who cares about freaking enhancement? I hope you have enjoyed the video. Like, share, subscribe, whatever, and have a good day.